Hey, good to meet you, Benny. I've heard a lot about you over the years, and good to finally have you on Combat TV.
Yep.
Because you're a very interesting man. Had a bit of a chat to you the other day, and you've done a lot of things, and you've been prominent on the Australian scene and the world scene for a long time. Can you just give our viewers a little bit of a rundown on when you started and what your career's done so far?
Yeah, so I started about 2008, just before I turned 18, at Iron Fist Gym with under Daniel Bell. So I went down just for a look, and looked a bit excited, so I jumped in, and then I was playing rugby league at the time, and that was the beginning of the Muay Thai, and the very end of rugby league. Like that day, I pretty much don't think I played league again. And then, I did Muay Thai for about 10 years until I won my WBC world title in 2018. And that was my last Muay Thai fight. And I sort of wandered around thinking what I was going to do next for a year or two until I thought I'd have a crack at the MMA. Then a couple of years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, I had my first session over here. And that was my first ever MMA sparring session. I was sparring with Izzy and Carlos and those boys, and it was deep water immediately. And I'd been doing jiu-jitsu actually. I was a purple belt when I came over, and I realised that a lot of what I learnt just does not apply for MMA. So it was a huge shock. I thought I was all right, and I came over here, and then just found out real quick. There's levels to it, eh? So
yeah. And you've also run your own gym over in Queensland.
Yes, we have TFC. This is my gym here, the Fight Centre. We're in Logan, on the south side of Brisbane. So, been doing that since about 2015. So now, in the beginning, it was quite hard doing both the fighting and running the gym. Now we're sort of at a point where I can come over here, and I'll be here for a month and a half or something like that, and head over with the boys for Izzy's fight in Miami. So I got a mad team, like a real good team, real good business partner, and real good staff that they're sort of looking after everything, and I can get this opportunity to do this. So.
Well, you say you've been here before, but you've also been in the ring over here in New Zealand in one of the most memorable fights in the country against T.Y. Williams.
Yeah, no, he gave me a bit of a hiding. 2014, I think it was. 2014. Real, like satisfying fight, even though I didn't get the win. It was like a 7-rounder or something. And at that point, I think the most I'd done was, I used to knock everyone out, and a lot of them were like either 5 2-minute rounds, or they weren't the longer rounds. Yeah. And most of the time it wouldn't last to 5. I'd knock them out in the first or second, So going against him, getting 7 rounds in, and him being the level that he was, it was, you just don't know if you have it in you until you do it. So he brought it out of me, and so if TY sees this, I appreciate it. He's the man. Yeah, I still talk to him occasionally, flick him a message or whatever. Try to catch up with him if I could. Still haven't yet, but heaps of time for TY. Good dude.
That's really interesting how you explain that, because you were on top of the world, and there's still something in your head. Can I go into the deep water, sort of thing? Yeah, well, I mean, it's like at the end of the day, I was just better than most of the guys that I was fighting. I had a couple hard fights, but I just hadn't had to dig deep until him, and like I was, like as soon as the fight was over, I was like out the back, like shaking because my leg was just gone. He just smashed it, and I couldn't walk for a couple of weeks or something, And I remember just being at the back, like in like shock, like proper shock. Yeah. So it's just it's good to know that you can take yourself, if it really comes down to it, that you're not just gonna push further than you thought you could.
Yeah, not gonna look for a way out, Yeah. So.
And your fight career is still running.
Yeah, having a go at the MMA now. So I was supposed to be fighting in 8 weeks, but about a week ago I was sparring with Blood Diamond, and he's a hard man to read, as anyone who's ever sparred or fought him knows. He just caught me with a with a left hook on the ear and ruptured my eardrum, and it's no good at the moment, you know. Really, I should probably be resting it right now, but to be honest, I don't really want to miss out on this, you know, Izzy's camp, because it's a big thing, you know. So I'm happy to risk it if I might, you know, if there's I'm trying to limit the likelihood of getting permanent hearing loss, but I also don't want to miss out, you know. So it's trying to be careful at the same time as not miss out.
Yeah, well, not many people have had a perforated eardrum. Can you just explain it a little bit?
To be honest, I found it pretty hard to get in to see like an expert. Just ear, nose, and throat guys. You have to book. You know, takes ages to see him. So I still don't really know what's going on. All I know is like most nights it bleeds. You know, so like I'll put some stuff, like stuff some gauze in there, and then change it multiple times a night because it's bleeding. And I can't hear too good. You know, so that's about the extent of my expertise. But yeah, I like as far as I know, yeah, it's like the doctors that have seen it said it's a rupture. But as far as what like the recovery in that is, there I haven't been given much clarity.
You said that it also, like, when you exert yourself, that you can feel it.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like, you know, when you blow your nose, you know, you can feel, and they've given me instructions not to blow my nose, but like, it'll throb after training, you know, like you can feel it, like, with your heartbeat, you'll feel it pulsing. I'm like, it's probably not a good sign. I don't know. I'm just guessing, you know, I really am. I just can't wait to see this doctor in a week and get a real diagnosis. And then, I mean, to be honest, they're probably going to say, don't do sport, you know, don't box, don't train, don't do anything. But at least once I get the, you know, more of an expert opinion, I can sort of make that decision myself, you know. So we'll see.
I think it's a sign of toughness.
Oh, I don't know, maybe stupidity. Yeah.
Well, you're over here primarily to help Izzy in his camp, and you would have had a few roles with him now. Tell us a little bit what you're seeing.
He's so hard to hit, you know. Yeah, like, you know, I without trying to pump my own tyres up, I think I'm not bad at kickboxing, you know. But he is hard to hit. Like, I've got to work pretty hard. But the one good thing is I'm trying to mimic Pereira's style, which is just kind of like be in his face, go forward. So that sort of gives me, I don't feel like I have to be the tidiest fighter, you know. So like I get a bit of a green light to get hit, if that makes sense. You know, generally speaking, I try not to get hit, but this one, it's like, well, this isn't about me. And obviously I'm not trying to get concussed, but you know, I'm sort of like, it's more of a confronting style, which makes, you know, trying to mimic what Pereira does. And you know, just means I don't have to be as technical and sort of let my hair down a little bit, if that makes sense, you know. So
I just witnessed a session down there, pretty intense.
Yeah, that was a hard one today. It's actually been, for the last, since I've got here, been here 2 weeks now, it's been quite technical. Like, over the years, coming in, you know, for however many times I've been here now, I don't know, 6 times maybe. It's been more of a ground game, wrestling, grappling focus. And this time, last 2 weeks, has definitely been more of like a striking focus, but even to the next level is more like strategy, striking strategy, not just like, oh, here's how to jab. It's like, here's the position you should be when you think, you know, trying to make them think that you're going to jab, and then you're trying to make them step this way so they'll come into this, and you know, there's a lot to it. And to be honest, I'm struggling with it. You know, all these concepts are quite foreign to me. These guys pick it up real good. It sort of makes you realise that throughout my career I've relied on just aggression and athleticism, and then, you know, the way these guys think is it's opened up a door. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's and like not to say one way is right or one way is wrong or whatever. They all work. Like look at Pereira. You know, I don't know how much strategy he uses, but he's definitely effective. But it's just whole different styles and way of thinking, and it's great. It's great for my development. You know.
Hey, it's been great talking to you, and I hope we get to talk to you again before you head off. And
Absolutely.
I hope you can hear out of both ears.
Yeah,
time.
no, thanks so much. Good on you. Appreciate it, eh? Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Benny.
Sweet as.
Cheers.
Cool. No, all good.
Yeah. Hey, I enjoyed the lunch the other day. It was
me too.
few laughs, eh?
It's good.
Yeah.
Fuck, how's Tyson's story, How good.
Oh, he's a crazy bugger.
Yeah. Fuck, up in the mountains.
No wonder they want to make a movie about him.
Is that what they're thinking about?
Yeah, they're going to make a movie.
Who's they?
Oh, there's 3 film companies after him.
Is that right?
Yeah, him and his dad. Hey, Kai,